Good morning. Welcome to Good Morning Anambra. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and we're glad to have you on the show. We do apologize for kicking off the show a little bit late, but we promise you that we are going to give you all that we have for you this beautiful Tuesday morning. My name is Chidimma Oranwa.
And I'm Ajubuchuku Okabwe.
All right, quickly, we are starting this show this morning by bringing your way stories that are trending on our website and also other national dailies this morning. All you need to do is to stay with us because we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll delve into discussion proper. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the show this morning. We don't have any guests today, so we are going to do the press review. Me and my colleague right here this morning. So we are starting with the stories trending on our website. The first one we have: APGA National Chairman urges Ndi to uphold unity in sense of purpose. That's the first story on ABS website this morning. We also have 10,000 retired officers enrolled into military free health insurance scheme. Soludo inaugurates stakeholders engagement workshop on social protection systems strengthening. Anambra State Assembly to partner NUJ towards promoting good governance. Okay, these are what we have on our website this morning. AJ, beautiful stories we have there. What is happening in Anambra State? Starting with the very first one, talking about APGA National Chairman urging Ndibu to uphold unity and sense of purpose. I mean, it's high time that we get united as a tribe, so to say, because you remember that line that we always say na Igbenwereze.
Yep.
Igbenwereze. But it's high time we Nweze by fire by force, because we need that unity. If we want Igbo as a zone, Igbo as a tribe to progress in this country, we have to come together. We have like 5 Igbo-speaking states in the country now. So we need to come together to tackle a lot of challenges we are facing, talking about insecurity and then talking about infrastructural development in this particular
and capacity
area.
Building too.
Yes, and also, human capacity, human development also. So we all need to put our hands together to see how we can make it work. And, coming from APGA, we see APGA as
our own political platform. Exactly. And again, when you now go about and check the motto of APGA, it tells you that be your brother's keeper. You understand? So that's the way it should go. So coming from APGA, I believe that we have a whole lot to do. Let us lead by example. You understand? And most importantly, there is something that Igbos are synonymous with within this country and outside the shores of this country, and that is trade. You understand?
Of course.
So when we talk about national unity, we should cut across all bounds. You understand? We are not saying that trade is what we are known for, so others shouldn't venture into it. Rather, we should even say, let us improve on how we can have that connection
with others.
And then when you talk about trade, you need transportation in order to boost trade wherever in the world. Good enough, we have an international airport here. The government of last administration thought it wise for us to have a cargo, airport that will help boost trade. Then what we need is internal connection. You understand, between the state capitals of the southeastern state, and that will help, put us on the right stead. You understand? You remember the mantra of the present administration is Taiwan, Dubai, Japan, and the rest of it all. And that is all about trade connection. So if going by what the national chairman of APGA is saying, talking about unity, then we should have that unity. Oka, Abakaliki, Umuahia, Owerri, and Enugu should have that sense of purpose to know that whatever venture that we are doing in the Southeast should connect us all.
Yeah, it's true. It's high time we stop seeing ourselves like I'm from Umuahia, I'm from. Let's just see ourselves. I'm an Igbo person.
exactly.
So let's come together and see how we can make it work for us. And also the second story, they're talking about 10,000 retired officers enrolled into military free health insurance scheme. I think that's a very good one.
That's loud.
Right step in the right.
10,000 is
huge.
It's loud.
It's huge.
Yeah,
and we are talking about some of these people, they are retired, and most of them, they are very weak. And these are people that actually fought for this country. They were in the forefront when they went for some peacekeeping and all that.
Exactly.
Here today, this is a way to tell them, yeah, we've not forgotten all the efforts.
Effort you put into
yes.
making Nigeria stand and in the light of United Nations and then even the African Union. Because wherever you talk about peacekeeping, Nigeria shoulders most responsibilities.
Exactly.
You understand, when it has to do with manpower and even finance. You understand? So coming back to say 10,000 retired officers enrolled in military-free health insurance.
I can't imagine the smiles that they will have on their faces when this pronouncement was made.
Yeah, for the retirees, I think the bulk of what they need for upkeep is usually the health issue.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
So the bulk of their pension goes into medical bills and the rest of it. So if they have this free medical health insurance scheme, wow.
They use their pension probably for feeding themselves and all that.
Probably taking care of their grandchildren and surprising them.
Why would they take care of their grandchildren? Their children should take care of their children because they took care of them.
There is the benefit or the joy that a grandfather is giving something to a grandchild. You understand?
Okay.
So that's just it.
All right, let's quickly go over to the first paper we have under review this morning.
Well, the first paper we have for review this morning is the Daily Sun, and then the banner headline, Tinubu moves to stop Chicago University. And the writer says, wants institution not to release details on gender, transcript, other academic records, but only certificates. And we also have seeking investors abroad, waste of time. That's coming from Peter Obi. You can find the story on 27 and 28. And the writer there says, taking back Nigeria will come without violence. No cause for alarm over fire incident, Supreme Court. We suspect foul play. That's coming from the PDP. And then you have INEC to conduct mock accreditation of voters in Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi on October 11th. Tension in Benue as gunmen abducts commissioner, ex-local government chairman. And the writer there says, acts barbaric, condemnable, unacceptable. That's coming from the governor. Nose throat infection kills 453 in 9 months. And the writer says, urgent vaccination efforts underway. Suspected cases hit 11,000. Tribunal dismisses Jandor Roads Vivo petitions, affirms Sanwo-Olu's election. And then we also have ex-Kanu Emir Sanusi hits APC hard, says government under ruling party has set Nigeria 40 years backward. And we also have federal government begs for more time as Labour meets to decide on indefinite strike. And the writer says nothing can be done until Tinubu is back. That's coming from Lalong. And then the picture there you see Igwe Ndibo,
Emmanuel Ikechukwu Chukwuma Ezendibo, one of Cote d'Ivoire and the Lolo.
Nice picture. Wow, this is really the banner headline. Yes, I don't know. Sometimes there are things you read, you begin to wonder: is it actually the president coming up with these things, or maybe his team are the ones making this speculation? Because I don't know why you will be the one to tell the state's university that you went to on what documents to release to people that are making inquiry on your authenticity if you actually went to that school. So the issue of details on gender, transcript, and other academic records, but only certificate. I was thinking that the certificate is the sum total of whatever you went to do in that school. So it should be everything all encompassing.
You know, most times I wonder how this caption are being given. You know, some of these papers, how they caption some of their headlines, because saying that Tinubu moves to stop Chicago University,
sometimes you begin
sounds
to wonder.
funny. How can you stop them from doing what they want to do? I mean, you are not the owner of the school. You know?
And no matter even if you're the president of a country, I don't think you have that.
You don't have the right to do that. You can do that maybe in your country, in your own country, and the school that you have a jurisdiction over, but not going to coming to tell us that you want to stop Chicago University. But I feel that we will see other headlines in other papers to know what actually what's going on there. Exactly. Okay, so having said that, let's quickly see what we have on the front page of the Daily Times newspaper this morning. Unfavorable PEPC judgment. PDP LP smell a rat in Supreme Court fire. CBN special investigators reports ready soon. This is coming from the federal government. Embattled under deputy governor heads to court to stop impeachment. U.S. expect a peaceful Bayelsa-Guba poll. NBA berates the local government chair over omission in palliatives committee. Flyover bridge on Enugu-Port Harcourt expressway caves in. Confirmation of Tinubu's latest nominees takes a front burner as Senate resumes today. Okay, yeah, these are what we have on the front page of the Daily Times. Unfavorable tribunal judgment, PDP LP smell a rat in the Supreme Court fire.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly what I had in mind.
Who wouldn't? Well, it's enough for you to smell fire, but at the same time, it is the building, some part of the building that was caught up in that inferno.
Not all the
not
building.
The entire building, and not even the judges that will sit to decide the fallout of the petition. The tribunal that actually didn't go the way of some parties.
And they already told us that there is no cause for alarm.
Exactly.
So it didn't affect, maybe where we have a lot of documents,
you understand?
So no cause for alarm.
Let us believe, but then to me, I think it still brings a little bit of, will I say, that dark cloud around the judiciary in this country, you understand? Things like this shouldn't be happening when we know the magnitude of what is at stake. An election was held, and aggrieved parties went to the tribunal. The tribunal came up with their own judgment, and then people are still saying, we are not satisfied with this.
With what
because
happened.
the fallout of that tribunal judgment has thrown Nigeria into some kind of confusion. Now, imagine when indigenes of Abuja are saying, wow, since Abuja is now recognized as, in quotes, the special child in Nigeria, then let us have our governor and then 3 senatorial, you understand, seats and the rest of it, or whatever benefits that state governments do have. Can we equally have that?
Have them, yes.
You understand? So these are the areas. I don't know if the people that were actually sitting down on that panel to give judgment, if they thought of the fallout of what they probably are doing. Because sometime now, an election will still be conducted in this country.
Yes, we are talking about Bayelsa polls that is coming up and other states.
What happens with that? Won't we have another presidential election? After
the general elections again.
Is somebody going to come and tell us that it's now 36 and... or it's just going to be 37 this time around. So these are the areas where I expect our legal luminary to like put Nigerians through.
True, yes.
Irrespective of the fact that, okay, fine, I'm not learned, but at least to a certain level, there is what we have as constitution.
Constitution. And we are meant to
you understand?
understand
We are meant to, exactly, we are meant to understand what is written there.
If at some point that you people have interpreted the constitution to mean another thing, so why don't you come openly and let the people know, yes, this particular section of the constitution says like this, but we are interpreting it to mean so that we will not be confused, because now it seems that most people are in a state of confusion.
Now, when we are even talking about INEC, based on the tribunal judgment, that INEC has the prerogative, the right to choose however to air election. I mean, the result of
results,
election. After they came up more than 90 times
to tell us that
everything is going to be electronically
transmitted.
So how can you now come up and sit down and tell us that they have the right because they are independent? Come on, there are a lot of things that we need to really fix.
Looking at all the money wasted in that election, at the end of the day, we are coming out to still go back to Egypt. Like the way it has been done before. Everyone was just expecting transparency, fairness, and all that. But you came out to tell us that, yeah, you have the right to do it the way you want to do it. Man. Well, let's keep going. Let's see what we have at the Daily Independent this morning.
The Daily Independent, wow, no, nothing there. The Nation. The Nation newspaper is up for review. And then probe reports. That's a banner headline. Probe report will expose rot in CBN, says federal government. Cardoso deputies face Senate screening today. And we have tribunal win victory for all, Sanwo-Olu tells Lagosians. And then 98 courts of appeal panels sitting on 1,209 polls petition. Access Holdings posts 940.3 billion gross earnings in first quarter. Ayedetua files suit to halt impeachment. Government entices workers with wage award to stop strike. Lalong give us time. That's the rider there. NLC NEC moves to decide. And then we also have dams disaster, 16 charged to court. Niger junta okays French withdrawal. Mali junta shifts elections. Wow, that's cool. Then we have, this probe report will expose rot in CBN, says federal government. Cardoso deputies face Senate screening today. You know, there was a paper we captured last week or the other time, that they were saying that it's not the proper process of appointing a CBN governor that the president has taken. The Senate are on recess, and now we're now having that it's going to be screened tomorrow to fast track this issue of Nigerian currency free falling.
Today.
Okay, yeah, today rather.
Yes, because they are resuming today, so he's going to be screened today.
I'm sure every Nigerian knows that there's serious rot in that CBN, sincerely speaking, right from the time of redesign of the Naira, and then all this issue of businessmen having extreme difficulties, you understand, to get dollar for their business.
And then CBN giving Nigerians loan, Nigeria as a nation loan and all that. You know, we have a lot of issues, but let's not even delve into Yes. Okay, well, that's what we have at the front page of the Nation newspaper. We also talk about this strike.
Yeah, government entices workers with wage award to stop strike.
And Lalong is telling us that there is nothing they can do because NLC, they are threatening to go for the strike. But they say there is nothing they can do since the president is not in the country right now. So we are going to wait for the president to come back.
That is why the president appointed you as the Minister for Labor and Productivity. You understand?
And you can take decisions.
You should be able to take decisions on his behalf. You understand? That is the problem we have. You know, sometimes we begin to wonder what kind of democracy do we even practice in this part of the country. If I delegate authority to you, act on my behalf, you understand, whether I'm in or not.
Well, I feel that they are just using it to buy more time, maybe to, for NLC not to go for the strike. But just like we said earlier, I mean, yesterday, one of our reviewers said that it's high time NLC stop making noise and talking about we are going on a strike, we're not going on a strike. If you want to go, just go on the strike. Just do it. If you don't want to do it, then go for dialogue.
But at the same time, we all know that the consequences of going on strike, what it will do to Nigerians.
Exactly the point. But why coming to the papers every day, or the tabloids every day, telling us that you are not going back, you're not reneging, you are going on the strike? We have seen this like over and over again. And at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it.
120 days of this administration.
Exactly. So my own opinion, though, I would have loved a proper dialogue. They should just sit down and see how we can iron things out, because going on a strike is going to affect a whole. In fact, we're already suffering in the country, a lot of hardship. Now, imagine if we go on a strike, what will happen?
Wow. Well, NLC, I'm sure you guys know better what to do so that you can save Nigerians from all this trauma that we're already going through.
All right, let's see The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper is still about the Cardoso guy facing Senate under forex pressure, loss of confidence. And then we can see his picture there. Cardoso has to deal with a lot. Spiking inflation, volatile exchange rate, $6.8 billion backlog, contentious 22.7 trillion naira ways and means advances, that is W&M. And then ambiguous external reserves, falling bank adequacy ratio, high interest rate. Okay, and the exchange rate, you can see where the picture of 1,000 naira note and $1. Okay, superimposed. Now we have Nigeria to reduce all sectors contracting cycle to 6 months. Ondo deputy governor approaches court to stop impeachment. Nigeria records 7,202 diphtheria cases, 453 deaths. Labour to declare indefinite strike, mobilizes state council for showdown. Court dismisses PDP, Labour's petition against Sanwo-Olu, Hamzat. And then East-West Road still abandoned, hellish 17 years on. These are what we have on the front page of The Guardian this morning. Wow. So at this point, I don't even
Cardoso.
see a whole lot.
A whole lot for him to dig in and then begin to see how fast he can redeem the image of this currency. Sincerely speaking, it's no longer a laughing matter.
No,
you understand?
no.
See, you know, how can our currency, based on what the natural resources and the human capital resources we have in this country, and then we can't fix something as, minute as this well? We have what it takes to be the giant, not just on paper, but in reality of Africa. We have what it takes to even be amongst the first 10 countries, you understand, in the world when you talk about capacity building and the rest of it all, and even technology. Fix electricity and then we'll definitely know where we're going. Attach this, our currency, to something. Let us have something that we're backing it up with. Oil theft, nobody seems to have a grip on it. Insecurity can't allow investors to come into the country. Then boost what we have internally so that it can make us, have that sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Then you have areas in this country where they are mining solid minerals and nothing is going to the government back as revenue, as royalty.
Well, I think that all hands needs to be on deck, like all the sectors. It's not just about CBN or looking at Cardoso rather to perform a miracle. We all need to, all the people, both the ministers, the senators, all of them need to come together and see how we can salvage this country
whatever is
at
left
the
of
end
this
the day.
country.
Because looking at this, do you want Cardoso to perform a miracle, telling him to do this and to do that?
There's no miracle it can perform,
no miracle.
except we have the political will to do what is right. If not, we'll just be rigmaroling in circles.
All right, so let's just quickly see the Daily Trust and Nigerian Tribune because we don't have time. Just the headlines. Experts decry government in inaction as diphtheria spreads to 18 states. Kano leads as disease kills 453 and then infects 7,202. Improved measures key to ending scourge. That's the riders under it. And we still have all the INEC to hold mock accreditation in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. 39,526 pending cases at Appeal Court Justice Dongban Mensem. And federal government Zamfara spat over alleged deals with bandits. Federal government opts for low-key independence anniversary, cites economic realities. Okay, the gunmen kidnapped Benue commissioner and ex-local government chair. And now Nigerian Tribune, twist in Akere Dodo deputy feud. Federal government Zamfara governor trade words over negotiation with bandits. Police arrest impeached Ogun, Lagos boss and all that. Nominations open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. And we've seen that of diphtheria. Now, looking at the bridge collapse at Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. Wow, that's a devastating picture to watch this morning. So, quickly.
Let's see. I think there was this story that has gone like 3-4 papers now. This twist in the deputy governor in Ondo State. You begin to wonder, do deputy governors even are they necessary in Nigerian politics? Because I see no reason why you choose to appoint somebody to be your running mate. And then 1 year, 2 years into office and you guys are having issues. Why is it that our governors and their deputies do fall apart? Is it a case of, let's say, betrayal or lack of trust?
Well, I don't know, maybe because they don't really have a sole responsibility. What will you say is the job of a deputy governor? Nothing is spelled out that this is what they are supposed to be doing, like their office. It's what the governor says you are going to do. That's what you will do. So at the end of the day, they when they get into office, they understand that they are just there, like, just to answer the name, deputy governor. So they are sometimes, I'm not saying all, sometimes they are really nothing. Most of them they are doing. So maybe they tend to like have friction between one of them, or you want to do and overdo. Your principal will be like, no, I have to stop you there. That's my own opinion, though.
Well, me, I was thinking if in the political sphere, your deputy should actually be somebody entrusted to you based on your political party. More like somebody that is there to, further entrench the political ideology of your party.
Okay, now I'm seeing it as somebody that is there to assist you.
Yeah.
In your duties.
But then it should be
as a
somebody more
governor.
like, your party is giving you this, since you're already on the platform of this, then there should be that synergy and trust.
Okay, maybe when you become the governor, you make things better. Okay, well, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you for you being part of our review. And if you want to, know or have details of what the headlines on all these papers, all you need to do is just to grab some of the copies and, read through and understand what we have for you today. Well, we want to say a very big thank you to you for joining us on Press Review this morning. My name is Chidimma Oranwan.
And I'm Ajudechuku Okabwe. Don't go anywhere. We'll be going to the other side. Stay